Every species in the galaxy has one rule: survive at all costs. Every alien race flees when alarms scream of danger. They run from black holes, collapsing stars, and cosmic storms. They run from extinction. But humans do not. Humans step forward. They sign their names. They volunteer for missions no one else would survive. Why do they do it? Aliens call it madness. They do not understand. The galaxy has a law: survival first. Humans have a different law: purpose first, duty first, honor first. Fear is a signal, not a command. Humans look at death and see a choice. They see a mission they can complete, even if it kills them, even if they never return. The prefrontal cortex allows them to pause the fear. The amygdala screams, "Run!" But humans choose otherwise. They think about generations that will live after them. They think about people they will never meet. They act for futures they will never see. This is the power of human will. This is the rebellion of biology. Alien analysts run millions of simulations. All fail to predict human behavior. Every model assumes survival is absolute. Every model fails. The human is unpredictable. The human is a weapon, calculated defiance. The suicide run is strategy. The point of no return is a tactical advantage. Adrenaline and focus make them sharper. Aliens freeze and panic. The battlefield shifts. Enemies hesitate. Allies fight harder. Humans turn fear into a force multiplier. History shows this pattern. From 2026 and earlier, humans have celebrated the last stand. They honor those who die to protect others. They inspire those who live. Sacrifice is not random. It is contagious. It spreads across fleets and armies. It freezes enemies and strengthens allies. Aliens study this. The Galactic Council is amazed. They see humans competing for the most dangerous positions. They see humans stepping forward when everyone else steps back. They cannot understand. They cannot stop it. Humans embrace danger, and they excel in it. A cosmic threat approaches. A collapsing star threatens an entire system. Alien fleets retreat. They calculate zero chance of survival. One human ship moves forward. Alarms flash. Probability is zero. The crew knows this. They laugh at the danger. They speak calmly. They act with precision. Their minds override instinct. Their courage is methodical. This is human defiance. This is human strategy. The galaxy watches in awe. The mission succeeds. The threat is neutralized. No shots fired beyond what is needed. Humans survive because they choose to survive, but they are not afraid to die. Their sacrifice changes the rules. The galaxy cannot calculate this. They cannot plan for it. The humans redefine the battlefield and diplomacy. Other species call humans reckless. The truth is, humans are essential, guardians of the impossible. They protect tomorrow by confronting death today. They die to ensure life continues. Alien cultures call this madness. Humans call it Tuesday. From underground cities to deep space stations, humans plan patiently. They hide silently. They study weaknesses. They wait for the perfect moment. And when they act, they control the outcome. They block supply lines. They disrupt communications. They manipulate navigation. Silence is their weapon. Aliens panic. The galaxy realizes the mistake. Humans are patient. Humans are strategic. Humans are unstoppable. Even biology bows to willpower. Fear is temporary. Purpose is permanent. Honor and duty guide human choices. The Galactic Council revises their models. Humans cannot be contained by probability. They cannot be defeated by logic alone. They inspire allies to rise higher. They force enemies to hesitate. They turn the impossible into the achievable. They redefine what a species can do. Other races live to see tomorrow. Humans die to ensure tomorrow exists, and the universe remembers. Everywhere humans go, legends follow. Every mission becomes a story, every act of courage a myth. The galaxy speaks in whispers of humans who face death calmly, of humans who volunteer for the fatal mission, of humans whose sacrifice saves entire worlds. The human species is unique. They do not run from fear, they weaponize it. They embrace the impossible. They redefine survival. The universe learns that logic is not enough. Strategy must include defiance. AI cannot predict them. Alien commanders cannot control them. Humans act with clarity at the point of no return. They laugh at danger. They turn biology into an advantage. Their courage is contagious. Their heroism paralyzes enemies. Their legacy inspires allies. The galaxy knows now. Humans are not reckless. They are guardians, the ultimate variable, the final frontier of willpower. Where others flee, humans advance. Where others panic, humans calculate. Where others survive, humans sacrifice. And through that sacrifice, they shape the universe forever. While the galaxy celebrated their survival, humans planned quietly. Underground cities hummed with activity. Deep space stations monitored every fleet. Every alien movement was tracked. Every weakness was studied. Patience was the greatest weapon. No human rushed, no human panicked. They waited. They calculated. They observed. For decades, humans hid. They learned the patterns of alien fleets. They memorized supply routes. They mapped communications. They noted navigation protocols. Nothing escaped human attention. When the moment arrived, it was perfect. No alarms, no chaos, no chance for aliens to adapt. Humans acted with precision. They did not destroy, they controlled. They blocked supply lines, they severed communications, they misdirected navigation. Silence became the deadliest weapon. Alien commanders watched in disbelief. Their fleets stopped, their plans crumbled, their confidence vanished. Every move humans made was deliberate. Every action had purpose. Even when the odds were zero, humans turned their weakness into advantage. Fear did not stop them. Fear sharpened them. The galaxy had never seen this before. They could not comprehend it. Humans turned biology into strategy. They transformed instinct into planning. The impossible became routine. Every alien thought human courage was reckless. Every simulation failed. Every expectation shattered. The psychological effect was immense. Allies gained courage. Enemies hesitated. Even AI-driven fleets froze. Humans became the variable no one could predict. No algorithm could defeat them. The galaxy realized humans were patient. Humans were strategic. Humans were unstoppable. And most terrifying of all, humans did not seek glory. They sought results. They did not act recklessly. They acted perfectly. Even under death's shadow, humanity had rewritten the rules. No fleet could ignore them. No empire could dismiss them. No plan could outmatch them. The first strike was not violent. It was surgical. It was silent. It was absolute. And it left the galaxy trembling. The legends of humanity had begun. From that moment forward, every alien race knew. Every simulation included humans as the unknown factor. Every strategy assumed one human crew could change the outcome. The galaxy had been mocked. The galaxy had been arrogant. The galaxy had been wrong. Humans had arrived, and they had learned how to win without firing a shot. The galaxy thought it understood humans. They were wrong. History had prepared humanity for this. From 2026 and earlier, stories of the last stand and heroic sacrifice shaped human culture. Humans honor those who die. Humans inspire those who live. Sacrifice is contagious. It spreads courage faster than fear. Enemy fleets froze when humans stepped forward. They could not compute this behavior. Humans competed for the most dangerous missions. They volunteered when no one else would. They smiled at certain death. They laughed at impossible odds. They moved forward, not blindly, not recklessly, with clarity, with purpose, with honor. The Galactic Council studied them. They could not understand why humans chose danger, why humans sought the missions everyone avoided, why humans turned death into a weapon. It was not madness, it was strategy. It was biology rewritten. Fear was overridden. Willpower prevailed. The point of no return sharpened focus. Adrenaline became precision. Death became a tool. Every act of sacrifice destabilized enemies. Every act inspired allies. The galaxy learned a new law. The human who volunteers for the impossible becomes the most dangerous variable in the universe. They do not flee. They do not hesitate. They do not fail. The myths became reality. The legends spread across empires. The psychological effect was as powerful as any weapon. Aliens panicked. AI systems collapsed. Fleets stopped. Commanders hesitated. Humanity had weaponized heroism. They were silent and unstoppable. They were the guardians of the impossible. They died to protect life. They advanced where others feared. The universe could no longer ignore them. The galaxy revised its understanding. Humans were not reckless. Humans were essential. Humans were the final frontier of willpower. While other species live to see tomorrow, humans die to ensure that tomorrow exists at all. The story of human defiance would echo forever, across stars, across fleets, across time. Humanity had redefined the universe, and nothing would ever be the same. The galaxy had changed forever. Humans were no longer a curiosity. They were a force, a paradox, a law of nature. Every empire studied them. Every fleet feared them. Every AI tried to predict them, and every calculation failed. Humans had rewritten the rules of survival. They had shown that courage could defeat probability, that defiance could be a strategy, that death could be a weapon. They were not reckless, they were essential. The Galactic Council held emergency sessions. They debated human behavior. They analyzed centuries of missions. They tried to find patterns. They tried to find weaknesses. They could not. Every human crew acted differently. Every mission had unique outcomes. Every act of heroism created ripples, ripples across allies, ripples across enemies. The galaxy learned a new truth. Fear was no longer enough. No threat could contain a species that embraced the impossible. Humans became the final variable, the species no one could predict, the species no one could defeat. Diplomacy changed. Wars ended differently. Peace was enforced not by threat of annihilation, but by humans willing to step into the impossible. Enemies surrendered faster. Allies trusted more. Treaties were rewritten. The galaxy realized humans did not fight for glory. They fought for survival itself, for the survival of life, for the survival of civilization. Humanity became the guardians of the impossible. Stations near black holes were manned by humans. Ships entered collapsing stars to study them. Outposts were established where no other species dared. Humans volunteered for missions that others had modeled as total loss, and they succeeded. Not because they had more weapons, not because they had better technology, because they had willpower, because they could override fear, because they could see the future they would never inhabit, because they understood that purpose was stronger than instinct. Alien fleets whispered of humans with awe. They called them space orcs. They called them legends. They called them impossible. Stories spread through the galaxy of single ships halting entire fleets, of crews facing certain death calmly, of humans laughing in the void while aliens trembled. Every generation learned the lesson that courage could defeat fear, that patience could defeat power, that sacrifice could defeat logic. And humanity became a myth come to life. It was no longer history, it was reality. Even alien children learned of human heroism. Even alien commanders feared human defiance. Even AI systems recalculated endlessly and still could not predict the outcome. Humans had turned evolution on its head. They had turned instinct into strategy. They had turned fear into clarity. They had turned death into life. They had become the guardians of tomorrow. The galaxy began to respect them. They were called when the impossible threatened. They were called when all other options failed. The human crew entered zones considered untouchable. They advanced where no other species could. They endured conditions no simulation predicted. They survived when everyone assumed they would perish. And through this survival, they ensured the survival of others. They died for the living. They risked everything for life. They sacrificed themselves so civilizations could continue. They became the standard by which intelligence was measured, not by logic, not by technology, but by courage, by will, by defiance. The universe slowly understood. Humans were different. Humans did not follow instinct, they followed purpose. They did not run from fear, they weaponized it. They did not retreat from death, they challenged it. They did not fight for survival alone, they fought for life itself, for allies, for civilization, for tomorrow. And the galaxy watched in awe. They learned that while other species live to see tomorrow, humans die to ensure that tomorrow exists at all. Every fleet commander paused when a human ship approached. Every council member trembled when humans volunteered. Every AI system paused in recalculation because humans did the impossible. They were patient, they were strategic, they were unstoppable. They were legends, and they would remain so forever. The galaxy had been redefined by biology, by willpower, by courage, by humanity. And from that day forward, stories of human defiance were told across stars, from the smallest outpost to the largest empire. They became myths, they became warnings, they became hope. The universe remembered, the galaxy remembered, the stars remembered. Humans had changed everything, and nothing would ever be the same, because the species that volunteered for the impossible was the species that ensured life continued. And they did it calmly. They did it with precision. They did it with honor. They did it with purpose. They were human, and they were unstoppable. The galaxy had seen humans fight, but it had not yet seen their patience. Humans do not rush. Humans do not act without reason. Every move is calculated, every mission planned, every risk measured. Even the impossible is analyzed. Even certain death is considered. Humans wait for the perfect moment. They watch from shadows, from underground bunkers, from hidden stations in deep space. They record every detail, every fleet movement, every alien strategy, every weakness is noted. They do not attack blindly. They do not strike in haste. They strike with purpose. The galaxy calls it strategy, but humans call it instinct. Alien fleets celebrate before the fight begins. They assume humans will retreat. They assume humans will panic. They assume humans will follow the rules of survival. They are always wrong. Humans break every expectation. Humans defy every model. Humans use silence as a weapon. They control the battlefield without firing a shot. Alien supply lines fail. Alien communications collapse. Navigation systems mislead their own fleets. And the humans remain calm. Their focus never breaks. Their courage never falters. Every calculation made by AI fails. Every prediction by alien commanders collapses. The galaxy begins to understand. Humans are not predictable. Humans cannot be contained. Humans turn biology into an advantage. Fear becomes clarity. Adrenaline becomes precision. The impossible becomes achievable. Even when all odds are against them, humans advance. They do not hesitate. They do not panic. They do not fail. Each mission becomes a story. Each story becomes a lesson. The galaxy begins to revere them. Allies fight with new courage. Enemies hesitate and falter. AI systems pause in confusion. Because humans refuse to follow instinct alone. They follow purpose. They follow honor. They follow duty. They do not fight for themselves. They fight for civilization. They fight for the future. They fight for life. The galaxy learns that survival is not the ultimate law. Purpose is stronger than instinct. Defiance is stronger than fear. Humans weaponize their courage. They turn death into strategy. They transform risk into advantage. They embrace the impossible, and the impossible becomes normal. Alien observers realize a terrifying truth. A single human ship can change the outcome of a battle. A single human fleet can alter the fate of a system. A single human commander can rewrite the rules of war. They are the final variable, the ultimate unknown. The galaxy cannot calculate them. The galaxy cannot control them. Every mission humans accept becomes legend. Every act of courage spreads across empires. Every sacrifice inspires new generations. The Galactic Council studies them endlessly. They try to understand. They try to predict. They try to contain, and they fail. Because humans are beyond prediction. Humans are beyond containment. They are the guardians of the impossible. They face threats no one else will touch. They enter zones of death calmly. They survive when no one expects it. They endure conditions no algorithm predicts. They defy physics and fear alike. And through it all, they ensure life continues. They die so others can live. They risk everything to protect civilization. The galaxy begins to trust them. The galaxy begins to fear them. The galaxy begins to rely on them. They are the species called when all options fail. They are the species called when the impossible threatens. They are humans, and they are unstoppable. The universe has learned a new rule. Intelligence is not only logic. Strength is not only technology. Courage is the ultimate weapon. Willpower is the ultimate strategy. Sacrifice is the ultimate shield. The galaxy respects humans now. Empires negotiate carefully. Fleets move cautiously. AI systems recalibrate endlessly. But humans remain beyond calculation. Their patience unmatched, their strategy flawless, their courage infinite. Even when facing annihilation, even when facing certain death, even when the odds are zero, humans step forward. They act calmly, they act precisely, they act with purpose, they act with honor. The impossible is possible because humans made it so. Other species live to see tomorrow. Humans die to ensure tomorrow exists. They become legends across time. They become myths come alive. They become the ultimate guardians of life. And the galaxy remembers. Every fleet commander knows their name. Every council member respects their choice. Every empire fears their defiance. And through it all, humans continue. They advance where others retreat. They endure what others cannot. They fight for what others will not. They sacrifice so life continues. And nothing in the galaxy will ever be the same, because humans exist, because humans act, because humans defy. And the universe will never forget. The species that volunteers for the impossible is the species that ensures life, is the species that ensures tomorrow, is humanity.
The galaxy watched in awe. They had never seen anything like this. Humans did not fight like other species. They did not act like any known intelligence. They did not obey instinct. They obeyed purpose. Every decision was deliberate. Every mission was calculated. Even the deadliest threats could not stop them. Aliens expected chaos. Humans delivered clarity. They expected panic. Humans delivered precision. They expected defeat. Humans delivered victory. Every fleet learned the same lesson. Humans do not retreat. Humans do not surrender. Humans do not fear death. They weaponize it. They turn risk into advantage. They turn impossible odds into opportunity. They observe, they wait, they plan, they strike at the perfect moment. And when they act, the galaxy changes. Alien fleets collapse. AI systems freeze. Commanders hesitate. The human mind cannot be predicted. The human will cannot be calculated. Humans are beyond logic. They act for purpose. They act for civilization. They act for life. And the results are absolute. Every mission becomes a story. Every story inspires courage. Every act spreads legend. Even allies are inspired. Even enemies are paralyzed. The galaxy begins to see humans differently. They are not reckless. They are not chaotic. They are essential. They are guardians. They are the variable that cannot be controlled. They are the species that ensures survival, not for themselves, but for others. They volunteer for the missions no one else would attempt. They walk into zones of death calmly. They face collapsing stars. They enter black holes. They study void anomalies no other species would touch. They confront cosmic threats alone, and they survive. Not because of luck, not because of technology, but because of willpower, because of courage, because of strategy, because of defiance. The galaxy cannot understand this. They try to simulate it. They try to calculate it. They fail. Every AI prediction collapses. Every model fails. Humans remain the unknown factor, the ultimate variable, the unstoppable force, the guardians of impossible futures. Even when annihilation is certain, humans step forward. Even when every fleet flees, humans advance.
Even when the odds are zero, humans act, and they succeed. The psychological impact is devastating. Enemies hesitate. They doubt themselves. They fear human resolve. Allies gain courage. They fight harder. They endure longer. They believe in humanity. Every mission reshapes galactic history. Every sacrifice becomes a lesson. Every human volunteer leaves a legacy. The Galactic Council observes silently. They are amazed. They are fearful. They are humbled. They cannot predict humanity. They cannot control humanity. They can only respect it. Humanity has weaponized heroism. They have turned courage into strategy. They have turned sacrifice into power. They have turned the impossible into normal. Alien empires reconsider diplomacy. They think twice before attacking. They prepare for the impossible because humans will always step forward. Even when death is certain, even when hope is gone, even when survival is impossible, humans fight not for themselves. They fight for life. They fight for civilization. They fight for the future. They fight for tomorrow. And the galaxy watches in awe. They cannot ignore humanity. They cannot defeat humanity. They cannot calculate humanity. Every fleet knows, every commander knows, every AI knows. Humans are unstoppable. Humans are patient. Humans are strategic. Humans are beyond fear. Humans are legends. The species that walks into death calmly. The species that volunteers for the impossible, the species that ensures tomorrow exists, is humanity. The galaxy will remember. All empires will remember. All generations will remember. Humans are not reckless. Humans are guardians. Humans are the ultimate variable, the final frontier of courage, the keepers of life, the makers of tomorrow. The universe has been redefined, and nothing will ever be the same, because humanity exists, and humanity acts, and humanity will never retreat.
The galaxy had changed forever. Humans had rewritten the rules. Every empire, every fleet, every AI had learned the same lesson. Humans are not predictable. Humans are not controllable. Humans are not weak. They are patient. They are strategic. They are unstoppable. The legends had begun long ago. From the first missions to the last, humanity had shown the impossible could be achieved. They waited in shadows. They observed silently. They studied every alien move. They learned every weakness. They hid in underground cities. They hid in deep space stations. And when the moment arrived, they acted. Not recklessly, not blindly, with purpose, with precision, with courage. Silence became their weapon. Fear became their ally. Death became their tool. Enemies froze in confusion. Allies rose with courage. The galaxy could not comprehend it. They tried to simulate it. They tried to calculate it. They failed. Humans were beyond prediction. They were beyond fear. They were beyond survival instinct. They had learned to override biology. They had learned to weaponize courage. They had learned to embrace the impossible. They did not seek glory. They sought results. They did not fight for themselves. They fought for civilization. They fought for life. They fought for tomorrow. The Galactic Council observed in awe. They could not understand fully. They could only respect. They could only hope to learn. Every mission became a story. Every story became a lesson. Every act of heroism spread across empires. The galaxy began to see humanity differently. They were not reckless. They were essential. They were the guardians of the impossible. They faced threats no one else dared.
They advanced where others retreated. They endured what others could not. They sacrificed so life could continue. They risked everything to protect civilization. And through it all, they ensured survival. They did not live for themselves. They lived for the galaxy. And when others failed, humans stepped forward. And when others fled, humans advanced. And when the impossible loomed, humans acted. The galaxy learned a new truth. Intelligence is not only logic. Strength is not only technology. Courage is the ultimate weapon. Willpower is the ultimate strategy. Sacrifice is the ultimate shield. The galaxy respected humans now. Fleets waited for their arrival. Empires calculated carefully before confrontation. AI systems recalculated endlessly. But humans remained beyond calculation. They were patient. They were precise. They were unstoppable. Even when facing annihilation, even when facing certain death, even when the odds were zero, humans acted. And they succeeded because they followed purpose, because they embraced duty, because they honored life, because they valued tomorrow. Other species live to see tomorrow. Humans die to ensure tomorrow exists. And in doing so, they became legends, they became myths, they became the ultimate guardians of life. Across stars, across fleets, across time, the universe remembered. Every commander knew their name. Every council member respected their choice. Every empire feared their defiance. Humans were no longer just a species. They were the standard, the ultimate variable, the species that cannot be predicted, the species that cannot be defeated, the species that ensures life continues. Humans had redefined the galaxy. They had rewritten the rules of war. They had reimagined the law of survival. They had proven that purpose is stronger than instinct, that courage is stronger than fear, that willpower is stronger than biology. The galaxy had learned that while other species live to see tomorrow, humans die to ensure tomorrow exists. They are patient, they are strategic, they are unstoppable. They are legends, they are humanity, and the stars will remember them forever. The universe has been redefined, the galaxy has been changed, history has been written, and the legacy of human defiance will echo across time, because humanity exists, because humanity acts, because humanity refuses to retreat, because humanity turns death into life, because humanity ensures the impossible is possible forever.